to him. He is now left to South America. And it's the same thing. Tosh Plumlee was friends with Fidel Castro and flew him his first guns in the late 50s. He was still flying missions in his late 70s. And then 3 years ago, retired. All right, we just got a hold of Zach. They just gave him his cell phone back. He will be out of the detention area, he says, in 10 minutes, and will exclusively be on for only a few, but they may already miss their flight to Dubai, so we'll see what happens. So I've got that information coming in. You know, if America knew how real this was, we would fix this so quickly. But they put out all this background BS, all this background garbage. And then people don't know what's really real. And then they'll take real issues we're covering, but then a mistake about how we covered it and make it all about that instead of the whole larger enchilada and play games. But they fear us because they fear you. They fear free speech. They believe they can shut InfoWars down. They win. I had other guests coming on. I've cleaned the board. Next hour, he's going to be on for a few minutes next segment if he gets through. So we're going to have open phones in the third hour. Then in the fourth hour, Lionel always does a great job. He's going to be on.
Listen to a little bit of Alex
Paul Watson's going to come on Friday. Because people are so interested in it. He's so private. And since they have all these fake news articles out about Paul, he's not going to respond to their lies specifically. But we're going to talk about the 10 biggest stories he's ever broken and been part of for the first half of an hour. And the second half, we're going to talk about Paul Watson and his awakening and how he has, let's not exaggerate, 50 million fans. And how the globalists are obsessed with him if he would really take it to the next level. And what it's really been like behind the scenes. Alex Jones' protege, Paul Watson, is about to steal his crackpot crown. I mean, the articles of manipulation to try to cause trouble in my office. And the dream of getting Paul to not work with us. And the idea that Paul wasn't supporting Trump early on, but Jones was. But then Jones threatened him, sources say. I don't tell people that I hire and I trust what to say. Jakari Jackson didn't like Trump. He talked about it all the time. He'd been here 4 years. He's a classy guy. He said, I'm going to go do comic books. It's been great. Via con Dios. That's a classy guy. No one here has been told what to say or what to do. They've just been told, try to get your facts as good as you can. If you make a mistake, retract it immediately. But you just read this stuff, and it's like, Jones paid Watson what people were paid in a year. A month. People are paid $5,000 a year? Paul was paid nothing the first 2 years he was here. Then he was paid a couple thousand a month. We weren't even, and then up to, like, I don't want to get his private stuff, but I mean, then he hired his brother, and I was paying him 10 grand a month for him and his brother in London. That is, I mean, you know. I mean, and I pay Paul a little bit more now, but my goodness, he deserves more. I mean, he's a great journalist that works 16 hours a day. And you just read these total fiction things, and they assault everyone you know, your family, people that work for you. They tell lies. It's just crazy. But you know what they're going to do? I've got Paul this close to opening a London bureau and organizing other talk show hosts and a bunch of other stuff. And I think them harassing him has got him ready because they're so scared he spreads his wings. They write the article like I'm keeping him in a basement and I tell him what to say and I'm mad that he's successful. The opposite BuzzFeed or Daily Beast or whatever the hell this fake Daily Beast is, it's the opposite. I told Paul, I gave you a raise 6 years ago to start coming on the show and to start speaking out, because you're a smart guy, and I need you on air. And that's why I made him go on air. I want him to get bigger than me. It's not an Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader analogy.
I can't drink anymore yet.
It's the opposite of that.
Really?
And people need to understand that. But that's how the left operates in their whole weird, jealous, whacked-out world.
Oh, God, I can't fucking do it.
That I keep Paul in a basement and that I chew him out constantly. It's the opposite. Paul can kill any story on InfoWars or Prison Planet anytime he wants. Kit Daniels, I trust Kit. He can do that now. 3 people can kill any story anytime in case I'm not paying attention or something we think's wrong. Kit brought a story to my attention last week that absolutely was bad news and was rumor. And I unfortunately had to terminate somebody, and I'm going to leave it at that. But the point is that it's the opposite. I trust Paul more than myself sometimes, because I do get wound up, man. It's not an act sometimes when I'm wild-eyed and, you know, and it's it's the opposite. Paul is there helping me, and I help him some too on things. You know, I've taught him a lot, and he'll tell you that. But I didn't mean to get off in a digression here. We're going to open the phones up, talk to Zach. It's just, I'm looking for men better than me. I'm looking for women better than me. I'm looking for people to put on in the field. And if somebody comes along way better than I am at all the skills I've got, like finding Paul Watson, like finding Owen Schroyer, you know, no credit in the little stupid articles to that. No, Jones is this knuckle-dragging buffoon who can't even tie his own shoelaces. That's why all these governments listen and intelligence agencies listen and all the rest of it. My skill on air, my oratory repertoire is not 1/10 of my main intellect. And I'm not bragging, just a fact. But I don't enjoy watching the sycophantic manipulations they put out that I know has an effect on some weak minds. Zach's coming up on the other side of this break. I need financial support. You know, the biggest thing you can do against the enemy is get products you absolutely need that make your life better, like air filtration, water filtration, highest quality supplements, great Patriot apparel, books, videos, you name it. For the culture wars at InfoWarsStore.com. Super Male Vitality, 50% off. You get the real red pill that goes great with it. 50% off when you get them as a combo, and free shipping on that little special. You can read the thousands of 5-star reviews at InfoWarsStore.com. Again, there aren't reviews on new combos because they're only run for a week. So there's a bunch of new specials that have got to end. X2, we could extend the sale a little bit because we got an emergency shipment in. But supplies on that deep earth, pure crystal form of it. All the other stuff makes me sick. Everybody else, too. I always knew that iodine was critical, but the stuff they had wasn't real atomic iodine. It was mixed with alcohol. It binds to it. It eats holes in your stomach. Not this, folks. This is the real iodine. This is the real deal. It's amazing. InfoWarsStore.com, X2, limited supply. Welcome back. I'm Alex Jones, your host. We're going to open the phones up in the second hour, but let me go right to Zach, again, who soon will reveal his identity. I think he should do it sooner rather than later. He's worked for multiple U.S. government agencies, Army Special Operations, intelligence. He's been in the newspaper. He's been on TV before with other operations, you know, and things he's done for the country. But he's been exposing not classified things, but just the understanding of the deep state and their moves against Trump and their moves against America. He's been picked up by the FBI, taken to Southcom or CENTCOM before in Florida. But now he was flying out of the international airport in San Francisco a few hours ago, right before the broadcast started about 3 hours ago, and en route to Dubai, and they grabbed him. And I know he can't get too much into his regular day job and the security detail he had and what they were taking to Dubai, but this is clear targeting. So he was going to be joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, but now he can't do that. He's got to go. Go ahead, Zach, break down what's happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the call yesterday, and first and foremost, it's great to be on with you. Just a real crazy morning. Yeah, like you said, we were, you know, attempting to travel as we're trying to do again here to Dubai out of San Francisco International there, and We had got our tickets, made it through, well, just about to make it through the security checkpoint where they take your IDs and tickets there. And we were pulled aside and escorted by a couple members from Homeland Security there. And then we get moved to the detention area there in the airport. And, of course, 2 FBI agents are there questioning the contents of an individual who I'm traveling with bag, which happen to be external hard drives that, you know, are completely legal. They're all our information. That's our stuff. If they want them, they have to have a warrant to have that. They were claiming something else that I can't really get into right now, but obviously it was a major intimidation tactic. But let's just say we held on to the hard drives. We stood up for what was right there, but they're making this very difficult for us. So my attorney currently does have the hard drives that we were attempting to travel with. But all in all, a pretty big intimidation process, and not the first time I've had issues with TSA, specifically in JFK and in Charles de Gaulle in France. I've had some issues there at the behest of our government, which is completely ridiculous because the idea that they don't know who I am or what's going on is a real problem. But at the end of the day, you know, we're going to continue to prevail. But obviously, we're right over the target yesterday. Really got their attention. Just another day in the life of this. Pretty crazy stuff this morning.
Well, they're explain to people that the government's not one monolithic system. And just like Tosh Plumlee was able to give the exclusives on Benghazi 1 week after it happened because he was still flying missions, he'd been a whistleblower in Iran-Contra, a whistleblower in the church committees. People say, well, how's he still in the CIA if he exposed it? He was exposing criminal activities. Now he's had to leave to South America for his safety. So this is just incredible what's ended up happening. I can't get into where he is specifically, obviously, but he's now done and made his final sacrifice, basically, before he had to just hide in the jungle to tell that. So to explain it to people how this works.
It's crazy. I mean, it's stratified compartmentalization. There's levels within sections, and of course, at some levels, there's perpetual chain commands that are all flawed. But there are patriots. There are people who want to do the right thing here, and certain agencies are dug in more than others, obviously. But there's a lot coming out this week, and some of the stuff we hinted at yesterday, the stuff that Devin Nunes is getting into with the Five Eyes intel that's coming out on how Brennan really has been spying on Trump illegally. The information's actually out there now, and it's really going to start breaking this week. Under Brennan's leadership, the CIA was just conducting complete illegal surveillance, like in defiance to the Five Eyes Agreement, where, you know, the 5 countries, the U.S., Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the U.K., should be disclosing publicly what they're doing, not picking up information on citizens from outside of those countries and secretly, you know, using it as pretext to get FISA warrants and do all this other crap, not to mention the information coming out with the Iran deal and the $1.7 billion in cash and the real legal issue there that's going to come up and make that deal null and void. So we have a lot of information that's breaking, and obviously we've got their attention as of yesterday, and they're making my life pretty difficult right now, but we have to continue to fight because there's nothing else to do here. We must continue to fight. That's just all there is to it. There's no going back now. There's no tiptoeing. Everything's about to happen. We're in it right now.
And you see, and I'm not whining, I just want listeners to get this. This is not a Netflix action-adventure movie where they're coming after me, they're coming after you, they're coming after Trump. This is the real world. We're in a battle right now. And I didn't report this a month ago. I didn't tell you this because I know you're under such scrutiny. The rest of it, we don't talk on the phone. You know, you talk through the producers. I checked you out with some folks. They say you're a good guy. Then I looked you up. Of course, you were public. You didn't even tell me that. You just called in the show like a year ago, and I knew your info kept lining up with stuff that I already knew or that I learned later from really high-level people. I got a call, and then I got a visit. There's a lot of folks here in the Austin community. I'll just leave it at that. You know, leaders of former leaders of major groups. We all know that means you're never a former leader, one of those groups. And they were telling me what one of the directors wanted me to know, one of the subdirectors of the CIA. And I'm being told, and these guys don't tell you anything unless it's been authorized. And I'm like, why are you being told? And I trust these guys, but why are you telling me this? And they go, you can go with it. And I didn't. And about 2 weeks later, they go, why didn't you go with that? And I said, because it's the director of, you know, I'm not going to say. And then later, I got another connection from somebody saying, hey, the director, you've been given this info, why aren't you doing it? And then I saw ISIS is going to target CNN, the Federal Reserve, the UN. Then I saw all the preparation, and then all the pieces went together, and then you're on air saying what I've told no one, and you didn't get that from the same people, did you?
I'm sure some of our circles interconnect when it comes to information, but that's coming from a very, very high-level source, and certain think tanks that do not get that information confused, that's as accurate as
Well, then let me ask you, what do you make of them? I've never had people push stuff on that. That's why I didn't do it, because it was being pushed on me. But now you can see it makes sense. The media is doing pre-programming ahead of it, false flags against themselves.
Truly, there's more going on in each hour of these next coming days than have happened in months and years in recent history. Because each move is being countered, and it's a very elaborate game being played right now. But like we spoke about, there is very, very serious, critical, and very credible intel out there about false flags being planned to be pulled off in this country on said targets that are obviously self-inflicted and will result in major ramifications and retaliation, and sort of a narrative shift there. But yeah, we got to look at that. I'm en route actually right now. I'm going to have to jet here pretty quick. We're en route to Dubai. I hope to be joining you maybe I don't know, within about a week or so, and kind of give you an update, because some things will be breaking. Keep an eye on this Five Eyes agreement. What happened with Brennan, the 1.7 billion in cash to the Iranians, and truly looking for compromised Jeff Sessions, some information possibly to come out. Who knows? Don't forget about the Kushner tapes either.
Well, you've been saying the whole Iran thing last week on the show, and now that's coming out. I mean, what's the word on because obviously there's the pallets of money, all the illegal activity with Iran, backdoor deals. Are you saying a lot of that's about to come out?
All of it's about to come out, predicated on the Syrian attack. You know, that Syrian attack pushed everything to the forefront, because things will be revealed. It's going to happen this week. Things are going to be revealed, and it's going to change.
So is Trump fighting back, or does it show he's still sliding, or was there some more sophisticated thing now that you know more?
Honestly, I think he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place there. This deal that was made with the Saudis is very problematic, but maybe he thinks he could cross it at some level. But some of the information that's out there is pretty damning, and we just really have to back Trump and really get through to him and say stick to the plan, and do not appease these war hawks. Do not appease the military-industrial complex, because they will come for your neck, and there's just no question about it. They're coming for you. And you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, if you're in his situation. But he knew this when he was getting ready to run, when he was approached by military to become the next commander-in-chief. And this isn't a reality show anymore. This is a fight for his life and the fight for the Republic.
And all of our futures. But that's the problem, Zach. I'll let you go in a minute and a half because we got to go to break as well. It's a bad plan to let the Saudis take over Syria, and then it's a bad plan to let Iran run around doing what they're doing. It's all bad plans. What do you think we should do?
Honestly, what we should do is actually start the tribunals. Get right to it. Really uncover. Start with the pretext of fast and furious.
That's right, because there are deep networks in the government that aren't going to ever let us have peace. Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely. Start with Fast and Furious as the pretext. Really get into what's been going on during that past administration. Start prosecuting. And at that point, during discovery, a lot of things will start to happen and start to open based on the narrative switching and things happening. Listen, and we said it yesterday, Huma Abedin committed treason in this country. Hillary Rodham Clinton committed treason in this country. Barack Hussein Obama has committed treason in this country. It is our duty, it is our obligation to call them out, to turn this momentum in a different direction, because we will not have another chance here. The next president that holds that position will not be a Donald Trump. It'll be a whitewashed Republican, or it'll be somebody from the left, and we're not going to have the chance we have now. We've got to seize the moment.
Oh, they're scared, and they're intending to sew it up. Zach, you're absolutely right. I know you've got to go. As soon as you get to Dubai, let's get you on the broadcast. Your info's been spot on. Thank you so much, Zach.
Absolutely, will do. Have a good one.
All right, there goes Zach. Pray for him. We're going to come back and open the phones up on any subject you want to cover, and I got a ton of news I haven't hit and a bunch of video clips. Third hour straight ahead. Have you spread the links? Have you told folks about the show? All right, folks, I'm going to give the number out for first-time callers about the state of the world, about how they're trying to bring Trump down. You know, I blew up at Trump about 8-9 days ago, not last Friday, but the Friday before last, because I've been real emotional about war with Russia and the whole thing in Syria, and knowing that if Trump did that, we'd be on the wrong side of history. And then I thought that he backed off, and the Secretary of Defense said, no, there's no evidence that they did the chemical attack. And so I went home pretty happy at like 7 o'clock, 6:30, got home, had dinner with the kids, swam in the pool. We were going to sit down and, watch an old movie or something. They'd never seen Old Yeller. We were actually queuing Old Yeller up at like 8:30 at night. And I don't usually let them stay up past 10, but I was going to let them do that. And, I mean, my son's older. He didn't want to watch Old Yeller, but my daughters. And my daughters were sitting there in my lap and everything. And I go in the bathroom, and pull up my phone
It's too far away.
while my wife's making brownies and getting ice cream ready. And while I'm sitting there taking a piss, looking at the phone, I see Trump striking Syria. And I'm just eating a bunch of food, and I was tired. And I'm like, oh, my. And so there's the emotion of, you know, and then Rex wanted to go to my dad's house. He goes, I just want to stay with my grandparents tonight. Can I go with you? I said, because they live by the studio, like a half mile. So I drive over to there, and I just get in here, and then the crew does a great job. And I don't just say a great job. They do an amazing job. And Rob runs up here and everything from his family, and he teaches basketball and other sports, and he runs up here. And he's got 3 cameras because I wanted to go live on those cameras before I went live. And then in here, I'm just telling you what happened. And I say, yeah, we're going to go live in here. And then we're going to go live in there. And I was mumbling. Just, you know, you're tired, whatever. All of a sudden, he's like, thumbs up, and I realize I'm on air while I'm venting, which I don't do a lot. Maybe like every couple of weeks. Did a little of it today because I forgot to eat breakfast this morning and worked out hard. But by noon, I had like a headache, was getting grumpy. I went, oh, I forgot to eat. Better eat something. But I'm just explaining the psychology for listeners to understand that this isn't an act here on air. Okay, this is what we're really doing. We really believe in this. And I'm in control most of the time. But the emotion got to me, and I was already going, man, I'm sick of Trump. This is BS. You better not be going sideways. F this, F that. And I'm saying F. I meant to say Dumford, because I've heard he's somewhat pro-war, and I can't say that because it's all very, very opaque. But I'm saying F Mattis. Mattis is the one trying to stop it. That's confirmed. That's what I mean. It was just kind of an incoherent train wreck.
I need to get closer.
And then dude's like doing thumbs up, looking at me. And I'm like, that's live on air? They did it again Saturday night. We were up here putting new lights in that don't burn my eyeballs out. That's, again, dude working 7 days a week. I don't make him do it. He's so dedicated. He's like, hey, we got to put new lights in. Those are really bad. We got some better ones now that are LED, which are I feel so good being on these lights now compared to the others. And we were up here till 6 or 7 putting the lights in. And I get home, and Sunday morning, there's like a 30-second video where they just had a live feed cameras in here. Somebody took them down, and then they did a live feed. And I'm not mad about it. It didn't show anything. There's nothing to show. It's them talking about fixing lights. But then that creates the whole other story. Is Jones faking this? You know, would he really rant and say, wait a minute, that's live, turn that off? That's what made me get even more pissed, because I wasn't ready to go live. But it's my fault not being clear. I'm like, yeah, go live there before here and then go live there. Go live. And then he sees me start ranting. He thinks, well, he's going live. He thought he messed up. And then I'm like, I just screwed up. So then I'm even more mad. And then that fuels the explosion about Trump, which I'm not walking back. I was mad, but I didn't. It's not like I hate Trump now and he's evil and he's bad. It's just that it hurt my feelings and upset me, and I was honest. And they act like the fact that I'm honest is some weakness. I think it's a strength. We'll be back to give the number out, cover all the big news. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live, broadcasting worldwide. I am your host, Alex Jones. We're going to open the phones up in this hour. 877-789-ALEX. 877-789-2539 is the number. Again, 877-789-2539.
It's too far away.
I'll be honest with you. I really disdain Hollywood. I disdain pop culture. And the worship of it makes me sick. So I would see Kanye West and the Kardashians and all of that just bombarding me for a decade, and I didn't like Kanye West. But then years after it was out, watched the Simpsons. Not the Simpsons, what's the name of that show? Teleprompter for here, folks. What's the name of that show? South Park, which I occasionally watch online. South Park, Gay Fish. And I thought, that is great music. And they go, no. And my family's like, my kids are like, no, Dad, that's what he sounds like. I was like, well, that's actually really good music. So I started listening to some Kanye West music. And then I saw him like Trump. And I thought that was bold. I thought it might be a stunt. And then now coming out for Candace Owens, and she's being attacked. Tom Arnold saying, why don't you suck some racist you-know-what? Totally sexist. Imagine if a conservative did that. That clown. Hey, Tom Arnold, how about you suck on my fist, punk? If I go from memory, Tom Arnold, I don't mean that literally, it's figuratively, because I'm scared of Tom Arnold, he's so tough. Tom Arnold shot his mouth off against me quite a bit. But you're just such a thug. Why don't you quit picking on girls, man? And a strong black woman. Because Candace Owens is good looking and she's smart. She came here, came on the show a few days, went to dinner, her and my wife. Really smart lady. We have the video where we did the Russia joke. We went to Russia House. It's like a Russia-themed restaurant as a joke. Can we cue that video up with my wife, Millie Weaver? Yeah, because what I'm getting at here is this is just crazy. This woman just says, hey, I'm really a libertarian. I'm not really conservative, but the left tries to control women, tries to control black people. That's totally true. It's in the WikiLeaks. And now they're saying she can suck such and such when the woman is a well-spoken, nice, even-mannered person that this whole evil system is attacking. I mean, look at this. Talk about evil. Actor Tom Arnold tells Candace Owens to suck racist you-know-what. And he's just such a stupid, dumb, talentless clown. It's just crazy how they do all of this. It's crazy how they sit there and they attack people and they get away with it, and how the left can attack free speech at a free speech platform like PEN America, the freedom to write. And then Hillary calls for a war on free speech there, claiming we're trying to take her speech when she's the one with the big tech giants doing it. So I got to tell you, I admire Kanye West for his courage. Remember, they locked him up when he came out and said he still supported Trump last year for almost 2 weeks in a mental ward, saying that was crazy. That's on Infowars.com. That's like the old Soviet Union. Meanwhile, why does the Google documents show and admit that they want Infowars.com shut down? The #1 reason was we exposed the chemical attacks were staged 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And then they say, and Ron Paul's fake news too, he needs to be banned. And now you see us being delisted, being pushed down. All the fake news about us being put at the top. And again, CNN and others have aired this footage we're showing for TV viewers of the guy that looks like a fake doctor, blinking, winking, and then falling down. Oh, it's the worst acting. I mean, high school plays, junior high plays, elementary school plays are better. I've seen my daughters in better plays, way better. And then the kids, they're laughing behind him. And they kind of forget to have their legs flopping. It doesn't mean chemical weapons attacks don't happen. It means they've caught the rebels, and now. Here's the New York Times. ISIS used chemical weapons at least 52 times in Syria and Iraq, report says. Chemical inspection team reaches Doma, negates Russia cover-up claim. That's the organization for the prohibition of chemical weapons that the U.S. backs. They said, no, we couldn't get out because the rebels hadn't left yet. We're still shooting at us. It's the rebels, ISIS. And once we got there, they were still shooting at us. The Russians did not stop us, but Fox News especially, man, and CNN, oh my gosh, the Russians. And I'm not backing the Russians, but they didn't do that. That Zero Hedge breaks it down with all the links to the organization's own documents. Germany's largest public TV news broadcaster goes to Syria, goes to the hospitals, investigates, says chemical attack most likely staged. They don't know what to do. Does that mean every chemical attack is not real? No. Like the 52 killed thousands that the rebels launched, that ISIS launched, that Saudi Arabia funded? Those were real. So the media will go, Jones claims there's no chemical attacks, but look at these. No. The rebels are doing real ones. But again, they play this bait and switch. Jones doesn't care about kids getting killed by chemicals. Did you hear Jones said nobody died in Syria? That's how he doesn't care about Syrian kids. No, I didn't start the war like Hillary. I didn't send in all the military. I didn't destabilize it. No, you're right. That's how they play these games. That's all coming up. It's powerful information. All right, we're going to go to break, come back with your calls. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to ask the listeners, if you believe in free speech, if you believe in the truth, if you believe in standing up to Soros and Hillary and these bullies and the DNC that's suing me and Trump and everybody else, it's total war They want to break your will. You're flyover country. You're a bitter clinger no matter where you live if you're a good person. These are authoritarians that think we're weak, that they're going to win. If you'll just spread the videos, the articles, sign up for the free podcast, send out the videos, post them to your own site, send them out in the email, hand out business cards with InfoWars, it will change the world. And pray for us. We're praying for you. We're in this together. And I thank you for all your help. They're so mad we have a connection. They're so mad that we're able to speak to you. They're so mad we're here trying to get it right, trying to tell the truth. It's a world different from the globalists. And financially, we've got supplements that are the best out there. Take X2. They tried to take away our really clean deep sea seaweed. Deep sea, far out to ocean, clean seaweed derivative of this. And they took that away. They hit us with economic sabotage. And they said, we're not going to supply you anymore with the cleanest organic group out there that had a lot weaker iodine. It wasn't atomic, but it was clean. It didn't make people feel bad. The stuff you get at the store will kill you. It's not real iodine. It's bound with chemicals. It's in alcohol. But research iodine deficiency and how sick it makes people and all the problems with it. And then realize we have the good iodine. We have the deep earth crystal source that nobody else has gotten in our search for better iodine that is in the palm oil organic infusion that feels great, gives you the energy, gives you the halogen you need, but doesn't eat holes in your stomach, at least in my case and everybody else's. They say, wow, I can finally take iodine. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. I drink it in water. When I forget to take it, I take it every couple days. When I forget to take it, I'm like, wow, where's my energy? Where's that sparkle? Where's in my mind? A libido. Because I get busy, and I know this stuff all works, and I use it, but, you know, we got 80-something supplements. I'm taking a lot of them every morning. But when I do take it, my wife's like, what's going on here? She's like, not just my libido, but it's like I'm 16 again. You know, it's a bigger day. And that's the whole thing. Iodine, without it, ladies and gentlemen, you die. I can't tell you how many doctors I've talked to. They go, no, we're diagnosing scurvy, but the hospitals don't want us to say it. There are people just with their skin opening up, old wounds opening up, teeth falling out, because they're not eating leafy vegetables, or they have bad malabsorption in their stomachs. Well, it's the same thing. This is not rocket science. You need oxygen, you need water, you need iodine, you need vitamin C. You will die without this stuff. We don't sell a vitamin C product because that's so readily available. You can get that, you know, pretty much anywhere. A glass of orange juice, cabbage, you know, broccoli, whatever. X2, though, the other iodines we looked into it are all bound. You don't absorb, it goes right through you. Not X2, baby. It's pure atomic iodine. InfoWarsStore.com. It's about to sell out. All right, 16 lawsuits have been filed against InfoWars in the last year to shut down our free speech. 9 of them have been thrown out, many of them with prejudice, meaning they can't bring them back, and meaning that it was fraudulent, and that we could counter-sue them. I just got a call. I got a text earlier. I called my lawyer during the break. The one in D.C., one of the top law firms in the country dealing with defamation and free speech. He's actually coming here Thursday, by the way, to give you guys a briefing. Give all the crew a briefing on how we're under the microscope and how they're trying to distort things. He just got notice they're withdrawing their lawsuit in Georgetown. They're withdrawing their lawsuit tomorrow morning in Georgetown. Everything we said in the press conference was true, was documented in D.C., and my lawyers were like, we don't think you should give them the strategy. This is so ridiculous. But if you want to do this, to point out they're attacking your speech, that's fine, but we'll get this dismissed. This filing is unbelievable. Well, they withdrew, they let them know they're withdrawing the lawsuit tomorrow morning. Here's the problem. They're going to refile it. We just know they are. So that it'll be, oh, sued again by Georgetown. Why not sue me every day and then withdraw it again? You see how this works? To get the publicity, to say the white supremacist Jones said this man killed a woman. Never said it, no video, no nothing. It's summary judgment, out of court. And the lawyers have just asked me, they said, Jones, just don't say what's wrong with the rest of it. Which I'm not bragging, but I know this stuff well enough where I read these things and it's like, Owen Schroyer said this, which he didn't say, and then Kit Daniels said that, so we're suing Owen Schroyer, and then they just put the wrong name in the lawsuit in Travis County. And my lawyers are just like, stop, don't say it, just leave it alone. But I just can't sit here while they file all this crap and then not point out that it's absolute abject bull. But that's what's even scarier. Why would they file things in the wrong courts with typos all over them and defame people, putting the wrong names in it and stuff? I mean, it's... If they wanted to scare me, they've scared me in how inept they are. Because you want to think of your enemies as having their act together. These are servants of the globalists, servants of Soros. Who do you think they're going to get? And that's the thing about us that are strong and those that have will and those of us that love God. We just continue to beat these people but not go on the offense. And we have to go on the offense and smoke them out of their holes, man. And they're going to call it vindictive. I mean, I already countersued them last week in Virginia. They withdrew the lawsuit. Because, I mean, we had them, like, dead to rights, man. I didn't just believe my law firm. I checked with 3 others. They said, we've never seen things this ridiculous. Because they're not even thinking. Look, up at Georgetown, I love folks on the East Coast and all that. And that Vatican University over there has got its new pontiff, its new boss. But they think in Texas that we wipe our asses with corn cobs. And they think like we're just like married to our sister. We're like, them people in D.C., they did sue us. And then when we like get them, they're like, alert, alert, alert. But here's the deal. When I countersued them a week and a half ago, ABC News was there, NBC, CBS, no coverage, which is fine. We all had our own streams. But I told you, I said, I filed a lawsuit against Georgetown University. Well, how did they kill that lawsuit? That lawsuit was pursuant to their suit. And so now they just pulled the teeth out. And then who knows what they're going to cook up, because we're not stupid. They're going to refile it. Why not? Get back on the merry-go-round. Put a quarter in. Say you're suing Alex Jones. Get all over the news. Defame him however you want. Say whatever you want about him. Put another quarter in. Do it again. Yee, Mommy, I want to ride on the Ferris wheel again. Mommy, I want to ride on the big ship again. I want to ride on the little horsies again, on the merry-go-round. Mommy, 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 I want to lie about Alex again. I want to kick America in the head again because we see him as Americana and Daddy Soros squat and took a crap on him and he's God. Mommy, Alex didn't go away when Soros crapped on him. Soros is a good Nazi. He killed a lot of people. He's powerful. Why doesn't Alex go away? Haven't we threatened him? Doesn't he roll over and piss all over himself? You look, you go to a university now, you go to anywhere leftist are, they look like dead zombies. Hunchback, dead-eyed, faces all drooping, because they have no soul. They're empty. I think people are being born without souls now. And you see them, and they're like these zombies everywhere. And it's just like, all I want to do is get away from them. And the more I fight them, the better I feel. It's not about monetary, it's not about my life. They could have a globalist with a gun to my head saying, deny freedom, deny Christ, or we're going to blow your head off. I'd say, pull your trigger, because I am so fulfilled. I mean, it is just, and that's the frustration, is if people just knew the power of liberty, the power of God. And I don't mean the fake churches or fake preachers trying to act like men, but they won't criticize anything the globalists are doing. They won't criticize any of their dehumanization operations. They just sit there in the church and talk about the Lord and how good they are and how you can be strong and how you can be upright. It's all a bunch of Pharisees that Christ talked about up there telling you how high and mighty they are. And they're frauds. They're the sellouts. They're the people that signed on to the globalist program to fill the place of the church so that they could bring down the whole system. So we'll go to break and go right to your calls. Sean, Daryl, Ian, Lauren, Cameron, and others. Pastor Sam, Austin. We'll see. Catherine, Craig, Jay, Marcus, Carol, and others. So we will take your calls on the other side of this break. There's just so much more here, but
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
I fear failure. But, man, I look at George Soros' kids, and I'm not trying to be mean to George Soros just to be mean. I mean, the faces they make in every photo. You think, oh, that's just one photo. No, it's like Brian Stelter looks. It's like trying to act powerful. But it's not even like when I do it, I'm doing a joke, but it still looks crazy and dangerous. With them, it's like a trying to act powerful and forceful, but it's like fake. And it's like, you're doing all this to try to be powerful. You could have innately been powerful. Let me make one of the faces that Alexander Soros makes. It's more like a...
It's too far away.
I mean, it's just like, it's like the faces Hillary makes. It's disgusting. The globalists claim they're trying to save the Earth with Jane Goodall and Earth Day yesterday in Google about carbon dioxide and all this. It's the genetic engineering. It's the toxic waste. That's the real threats to the planet. It's the nuclear reactors. But none of that from the left anymore. All about hating humans and banning plastic, and that'll fix it all. Little sub-issues. All right, I'm going to your phone calls, but here's an announcement. We filed a week and a half ago in D.C., as you know, a slapback suit on Georgetown University and the individual they got to file the suit, claiming that I said that the person that filed the suit killed a woman that got killed. No, I said Soros funding Antifa, which is on record, helped create the climate that got the woman killed. So it's just a total fraud lawsuit. I've had 3 different law firms, 4 different law firms look at it. One of them's one of the top firms in the country. So we filed a countersuit. 0 corporate media, fake news media coverage. They just got a call, and they're putting in the filing either today or tomorrow to withdraw the lawsuit. Georgetown will withdraw it. Because they filed a piece of fiction. But here's the legal prediction. They're just going to refile it without all the errors, but it doesn't matter because the basis of it's an error. And then you'll hear Georgetown files a new suit. And the media, you will witness them. Watch the next few days. I'm predicting this. When they refile it, we're guessing they will, they'll just say it's a whole new lawsuit. Like it's another one hitting me, and get a whole nother cycle that Jones is losing, the Liberty Movement's losing, Soros and Hillary are winning, the world government's winning, intimidate everybody. That's all they've got. Losers. They're the fraud. They're the globalists. Everybody hates them. So they have to do all this. You're racist. You're Russian. You bullied me. You did this to keep it in the news like they're victims. But everyone tunes into that and knows it's fake news. And we have seen an uptick in support for the broadcast. I hope it's enough to deal with all this because it's intensifying. But thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. But here's the thing. When they realize they've got to pay attorney's fees and damages for the false suit, they stuck their arm in that badger's nest and tried to pull it out real fast. And you can't polish a turd, so good luck with whatever else you cook up, because I don't think they're going to give up. You don't just think they're dropping it, do you? No. But I don't think they're going to want to have the law students, the type of liberals that don't want actual real jobs, will be professors for life. I mean, you might not want to have them write the next one, you know, where it's like these ones in Austin. It's like it's got defamation, all that. They'll just randomly put somebody's name in there, wasn't even involved in the suit. They just throw it in there like it's, I'll tell you, it's like monkeys at the zoo throwing you know what at you. I mean, it's just like that, and you're like, what is this? Because the media doesn't care. They want the suit to say we're losing and we're being destroyed, and then when we file suits on them or they withdraw lawsuits, you won't be in the controlled press. Because it's all about deceiving the public. Cameron, Ian, Sean. Let's talk to Sean in Arizona. It's a grab bag. Whatever topic we want to discuss. Sean says what he witnessed during Clinton vacations in '96. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Well, that's true, but there's a couple other things here, Alex. And I'm on the ranch here between outbuildings. You know how it is, and I didn't hear that it was specified to first-time callers. But I'm your friend from the Republican Convention in '80. Haven't talked with you in a while. I was based out of Jackson Hole for 26 years, which you don't know about me, aside from working the Republican Convention. I've been working in the movie business for 26 years, and I prepared a major lawsuit to go against an entity in the motion picture business in a western state, west of Texas, in one of the far western states. You may recall I've got Lyme disease. The last 5.5 years I've spent at my computer to the detriment of my health because I should have been working on my Lyme disease protocols every day. But freedom is not free. I put together a case, 35 booklets, 1,300 pages, 200 exhibits to correct something that's been going on per the motion picture